Hello, everyone. Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Minty Betts, your host, here with Teddy Covers, who seems distracted, at Teddy_Covers on Twitter, and Mid-Major Matt at Mid-Major Matt on Twitter. We're talking an SEC matchup on October 3rd, which is this Saturday, between South Carolina and Florida. Florida will be the home team, and they are a favorite of 18 points. The total is set at 57.5. Teddy, let's start with you. The Gators looked real good last week against Ole Miss. Not so much South Carolina. What do you think about this game?
So distracted? What was I distracted? I think at the start of I was clicking over to make sure that I had the live odds up, because I always want that WagerTalk live odds screen going. And if you're out there watching for the first time, the advantage of having live odds in front of you is you get to see a whole bunch of sports books and what the numbers are at any given time. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of sense what the markets are going to do. I like to keep that live odds page on my computer pretty much all day long. Let's talk about South Carolina and Florida. The Gamecocks program is going in the wrong direction. You know, Muschamp was 9-4 in 2017, then 7-6 in 2018. Last year, 4-8, and they lost to Tennessee at home on opening day this year, and they didn't look all that good necessarily defensively doing so. So the program is trending in the wrong direction. You have a new quarterback in Colin Hill and a new offense coordinator in Mike Bobo. You don't like that in this particular season, but this series history is all about close games. Look at the last 7 years. Meetings were decided by 11-4. South Carolina wins by 8. 13-10. South Carolina by 3 and 5 points. So none of them. There's been no meeting within the last 7 years that has been a 3-score decision. It hasn't been like Florida has been able to blow this team out of the water on a year-in, year-out basis. So the series history says, take a look at the dog. The trend lines say, take a look at the favorite. I think the better bet here might be with the total. You know, I mean, we saw Kyle Trask go nuts last week. 416 yards and 6 touchdowns. I'm not saying he's going to have that same level of effort against South Carolina that he did against Ole Miss, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has another big day. And on the other side of the equation, I mean, we saw Ole Miss have big play after big play last week. 443 passing yards in that ball game. Colin Hill can chuck it downfield, and he was doing that a lot against Tennessee last week. He didn't have much time to throw, but when he had time to throw, he certainly showed a big arm. I wouldn't be surprised if South Carolina's taking shots, Florida's taking shots, and it ends up being a relatively high-scoring affair.
Ooh, I like it. All right, you like the over. And Matt, how about you? What do you think about this one?
Well, so I'll slightly disagree with Teddy here in terms of when you look at last week's game, you've got an Ole Miss team with a new head coach and a new system, and Florida had no idea what to expect in that game. They're going to get a bunch of defensive guys back. The secondary is going to be pretty close to whole. They're going to have some guys up front. I kind of excuse the effort for Florida. We saw a bunch of new coaches in the SEC have a lot of success because they just didn't know what to expect. There's only so much Lane Kiffin film you can watch when you look at Ole Miss. They've got some decent personnel. The thing that I also disagree with is you've got Bobo and Colin Hill, and the two of those guys are familiar with each other from Colorado State, so there was at least a little bit of familiarity from the quarterback offensive coordinator part. I'm not really so much going to look at the line or the total here. I actually think South Carolina gets stifled a bit. I'm going to look at the under for their team total. I think South Carolina under 18.5 points here. I think it's a team that's going to struggle a little bit. I think Florida at times is going to run the ball a little bit more. We saw how much success Tennessee had running the ball against South Carolina. I think Florida is going to show more balance, so they're going to keep the ball a little bit and force South Carolina to go a little bit more one-dimensional. You've got a ticked-off Florida bunch. Defensive coordinator Grantham basically said he couldn't call a lot of the exotic blitzes because he didn't have a full staff and full defense with him. So to me, I think South Carolina struggles in this one. I'm looking at the under team total for 18.5 points for South Carolina.
Ooh, all righty. We've got one under, one over, but there can only be one winner. We will find out this Saturday, guys. That was Mid-Major Matt at Mid-Major Matt and Teddy Covers at Teddy_Covers on Twitter. Also, guys, don't forget that every Monday on WagerTalk and Sports Now is $9 Monday, where every best bet and daily package is only $9. Thanks for watching.